Good evening. Please rise for the national anthem performed by the SHS Chamber Choir Seniors under the direction of Mr. Michael Lapamardo. Good evening, members of the school committee, Dr. Sawyer, Mr. Bazidlo, faculty and staff, family, friends, and most importantly, class of 2024. My name is Krish Gupta, and I am honored to be Shrewsbury High School's Student Council President for the 2023-2024 school year. As we gather here today for one last time as the class of 2024, there are so many memories of this place that come to mind. From frantically rushing out of bed to open my Zoom call on time in freshman year to attending my last set of classes just last week. What a journey it has been. As we start today's program, I want you to think about the journey that got you here. Think about the goals and accomplishments, but also the challenge and adversities. What did you do to overcome them? Each of us took a different path to get here, but no matter how different that path was, it all led us to tonight, to the Shrewsbury High School graduation of the class of 2024. And getting here was not easy. Every student receiving a diploma this evening has accomplished a great deal. We have all earned at least 105 credits. We have all passed MCAS. We have all even managed to keep our attendance in track. But most importantly, we have all adhered to the Shrewsbury High School's core values of equity, advocacy, dedication, empathy, and respect. Class of 2024, it has been an honor to be part of such an amazing group of individuals, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds for each and every one of you. I'm incredibly grateful to have had the opportunity today to address you all, and I wish you the best in whatever your passions persuade you to do. The lessons we have learned here at Shrewsbury High School has provided us a great starting point in the next chapter of our lives. Now, without a further ado, on behalf of the student body, I officially declare the opening of Shrewsbury High School's 146th graduation.
Good evening, faculty, staff, administration, families, friends, and most importantly, the class of 2024. My name is Paige Umeli, and I am grateful to have served as our class secretary for the past 4 years. I will be attending Providence College in the fall. It is an honor to be here with all of you tonight to acknowledge our accomplishments from the past 4 years. Tonight is also an opportunity to look ahead at the future that lies in front of us. I want to share with you all a quote from my psychology textbook of all places. It might have just been the late hours of the night studying, but this quote really resonated with me. A hill seems less steep to those with a friend beside them. As a cross-country runner, I know that this is true. Every run, my teammates and I dread the trek up the main hill to get back to the high school. In every run, we get to the top of the hill and we say, that wasn't actually that bad. Well, at least sometimes we say that. Oftentimes, we are too busy laughing together to realize that we had already reached the top and we're crossing the street towards the gym parking lot. Beyond cross-country, the perils of Main Hill are known by many. Students and parents raced against the clock to get to school on time and inevitably got stuck in endless traffic. This resulted in the long lines at the attendance office signing in tardy. However, driving up the hill and standing in line were made better having a friend next to you. It really is true that a hill seems less steep to those with a friend beside them. We all have had our own unique hills that we have faced throughout high school. However, we persevered through these challenges with the support of the people beside us. These people include friends, parents, family members, teachers, and coaches, many of whom are here today to celebrate this important and hard-earned milestone. I am so grateful to not have climbed these hills alone. The unconditional support of the people who surround us today has served as a guidepost each and every step of the way. We now sit here together for the last time as the class of 2024. I want everyone to turn to their left and to their right. Now, I want everyone to turn to their left and to their right again, but this time, really look. Acknowledge the people around you. Together, we have climbed the hills of the past 4 years, and tonight we have reached the top. We struggled through classes like chemistry and algebra, and we found ourselves swinging through the air as those around us shouted, "Holy cow," to meet our requirements for Adventure Gym. All the while, we were creating new and often unexpected relationships, many of which will endure far beyond high school. After tonight, we will all go our separate ways, but right now, we are celebrating our accomplishments as a class. So for the next 2 hours, enjoy the company of those around you and appreciate our last moments together. Allow yourself to be proud of all of the successes you have experienced throughout the past 4 years, because there is so much to celebrate. Class of 2024, I wish you all the very best of luck as you begin your next chapter. As you start this new journey, remember to value the people who you have chosen to be beside you on your climb. Set your sights high, continue to work hard, and take care of each other. Lift each other up, and never stop climbing. Congratulations.
My name is Camden Carl, and I will be attending Fairfield University in the fall. I would now like to introduce Dr. Sawyer, our superintendent. He is an incredible leader and a supporter of Shrewsbury Public Schools, and his passion for this community is unparalleled. Dr. Sawyer received his undergraduate degree in American History from Princeton University, earned his master's degree in Educational Administration from the University of Houston, and his doctorate in Educational Administration from Boston College. Dr. Sawyer is completing his 27th year as a leader in our school district. He has been our superintendent for the last 15 years, and prior to that, he served as assistant principal and principal of Floral Street School, as well as a principal of Oak Middle School. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Sawyer.
Thank you, Camden, for that kind introduction. Members of the school committee, administrators, faculty and staff, parents, friends, family, and most importantly, soon-to-be graduates of the Shrewsbury High School class of 2024, it's my honor and privilege to address you this evening. I hope that you're all feeling rightfully proud of yourselves as we celebrate this important milestone in your lives. I know your families and our school district staff are enormously proud of you and all you've done, and that your parents in particular are feeling a sense of disbelief of how fast a dozen years have passed since you were finishing kindergarten. You've done a lot of learning and a lot of maturing since then, and we are confident that what you've learned in our schools, both academic and life lessons, will serve you well whatever your future paths will be. Regardless of where you go and what you do, and no matter what you achieve, there are two important elements of your character that will be key measures of the life you choose to lead. The first is being humble, the second is being kind. To be humble is not only about keeping your ego in check, not having too high an opinion of yourself, and not taking yourself too seriously, which are all important ingredients to having good relationships. It's also about having intellectual humility. The psychology professor and author Darrell Van Tongeren says that this includes being open-minded by avoiding dogmatism and being willing to revise your beliefs, being curious by seeking new ideas, ways to expand and grow, and changing your mind to align with strong evidence, being realistic and owning and admitting your flaws and limitations, and seeing the world as it is rather than as you wish it to be, and being teachable by responding non-defensively and changing your behavior to align with new knowledge. I think virtually all would agree that these are important characteristics, but that they can also be challenging to practice in a society that promotes narcissism, being judgmental, and tearing down others who are perceived to be different or wrong. Which brings me to the other attribute that I hope you cultivate, kindness. You've heard many messages about the importance of being kind over your years in school, so I'm confident that you all know what it means to be kind. My hope is that you make it a habit to act with kindness. Research in social and psychological science continues to find that there are huge benefits for both giving and receiving kindness. In fact, when we choose to be kind to someone, we typically underestimate the positive difference it makes for that other person. While the positive impacts on the person showing kindness include reducing stress and improving both mental and physical well-being. Quite a win-win combination. I was reminded this past week of the power of being both humble and kind when reflecting on the passing of two remarkable people, one local and one famous. Jim Smith, who coached our SHS boys cross-country team for 33 years, created a culture of belonging and positivity for his team each year. His coaching was all about the student athletes, and his influence significantly improved their lives for the better. Bill Walton, one of the greatest college and professional basketball players of all time, became known for his passionate enthusiasm and his commitment to doing good for others. So much so where the television news stories about his death focused more on the type of person he was and how he made others feel, rather than on his athletic accomplishments. Mr. Walton summed up his philosophy in an interview. When the sun comes up every day, my approach is, what can I do to make things better for as many people as possible? Both of these wonderful gentlemen are being remembered most fondly, not for what they did with their lives, but for how they lived, with humility and kindness. In conclusion, I think it's appropriate to quote a few lines from a country song that was most famously performed by Tim McGraw, but was written, ironically, by a country singer who was born and raised and who still lives here in Massachusetts, Lori McKenna. When the dreams that you're dreaming come to you, when the work you put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind. Congratulations, class of 2024. Best wishes for a very bright future, marked by humility and full of kindness. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Sawyer, for your endless support of our entire school community. My name is Beatrice Millar, and I am fortunate to have served as your Vice President for the past year. In the fall, I will be attending Wake Forest University with a major in biology. I am honored to introduce our next speaker, the class of 2024 Salutatorian, Marla Zaks. Through her time at the high school, she has been a devoted member of the school's music program. Since freshman year, Marla has been part of the All-State Band for percussion and is also the principal timpanist for the Worcester Youth Symphony Orchestra. Marla is an officer of the National Latin Honor Society, and she's a master at the New York Times puzzles and other word games. I am grateful that I've been able to call her a classmate and a friend. It has truly been an honor to be able to work beside Marla throughout high school. Next year, she will be attending Cornell University, majoring in chemistry. Please join me in welcoming this year's salutatorian, Marla Zaks. Go get him.
Thank you, Bea, for that kind introduction. To all of those in attendance, proud family, friends, staff, and most importantly, my fellow graduates, I am honored to welcome you to the class of 2024's graduation ceremony. As we sit here today, joined by our shared achievements, I know that there can be a lot of conflicting emotions, maybe excitement, sadness, joy, nostalgia, and even some fear as we look towards the future. But I ask that you remember this as the ceremony progresses. We have made it here together. Through highs and lows, achievements and failures, and the many decisions that we have made, we have all persevered and are here today united as a class. When I was first told that I would be giving a speech at graduation, I honestly struggled to find the right words to say. I can't claim to know each and every one of you personally, nor can I claim to always give the best advice. But what I do know is that we have a few universal experiences that have brought us together during our time here at SHS. I looked back upon some of my fondest memories at this school, moments in which I truly felt that I was a part of something greater. Maybe for you, those moments were sports, theater, music, clubs, volunteering, or whatever it is that you chose to make of your high school experience. As I looked back, I remembered the countless hours spent texting my classmates in the late hours of the night to finish assignment new the next day, a true testament to our class's collaborative spirit. I remembered all of the friendships I've made here, many of which began by deciding to sit down with a stranger on the first day of class. I remembered the fear I felt that maybe I'd end up alone, having to face the burden of a hefty course load with no one to fall back upon. But I also remembered the quick relief I felt when I realized I was surrounded by people just as excited to make new friends as I was. I remembered all of the little things that brought us together as well. Our shared love of word games that had people who rarely ever spoke to one another putting their heads together to solve the connections in the Wordle. Even our teachers were into it, sometimes a bit too intensely. although we of course got back to the educational stuff eventually. I remember the shared conversations, jokes, frustrated sighs, and pats on the back after particularly hard tests, and the support I received during the harder times. And of course, I remember where we came from, the beginnings of our high school careers. It began in a way incomparable to any other graduating class in recent memory, in the middle of a global pandemic. And yes, I know you've heard this many times before, but stick with me. Many of you might not have even stepped foot into this building until the spring of your freshman year, and others may have joined us even later. Yet, whatever your experience was, the one thing that was certain was the uncertainty. Maybe you thought you'd never get that normal high school experience. Maybe you worried we'd remain in those dark times forever. Maybe you struggled with loss or isolation. It was hard to know exactly what to do, how to approach all of those maybes, but we pushed through. I know that some of you may still feel that sense of loneliness, perhaps not quite having found your place yet. And I know that all of you have the power to expand your horizons and to push for what you want. To all of you, I want to say that as we look towards our futures, I encourage you to go out and find your own place. Take those chances. Find those moments in which we can connect, not just as students, workers, or whatever it is that you choose to do, but as people. We all have unique personal views, senses of humor, and wit to contribute to those around us. Find your common ground, that shared love of playing the connections, or that catchy song that neither of you can seem to get out of your head, and build something from that. We began our career as high schoolers with a lot of unknowns. Maybe you didn't expect to see what you did beneath that mask. Or maybe that rickety, scary-looking foundation we started with made you think it would all end in disaster. But from that, we built something great, even in the midst of uncertainty. And if our high school experience has taught us anything, it's that life throws many twists at us, and that confusion is almost destined. We may end up in places we didn't expect, in jobs and classes we'd never even dreamed of, and in situations entirely different from the life we've known for these past 18 or so years. Things will not always go our way, and we will be disappointed every once in a while. But those twists are how we learn. It's been said 1,000 times in 1,000 ways that the future is unpredictable. And while I understand that may be a source of fear for some, I encourage you to see its beauty. Our futures are ones of almost limitless potential, with infinite paths for us to choose. Maybe in college, you'll finally join that club you always wanted to. Maybe after work, you'll pick up a new hobby. Or maybe you'll get to know someone who has something within them that you never would have expected. Find a new bond, or just have a nice conversation. Those maybes are what give our life meaning, and I hope that you actively pursue them. Sure, they might lead to some failures, some moments in which you might feel the same fear you feel now looking forward. But we don't have to be limited to that singular path as we go forth. The next chapter of your lives will consist of many crossroads, moments in which you'll have that sense of, oh, maybe I'll do X or Y. Don't shy away from those, as they've already carried us to this moment and will continue to do so going forth. Looking back on our high school experience, the path that we have taken to get to this moment, I see before me a group of people who have found their way through those maybes, making something great of them. I love that, given the circumstances surrounding our entrance to this school, I'm able to look back at those small, personal moments that made my high school experience so enjoyable. I'm glad to be able to have those memories with all of my peers. And I'm glad to be able to stand here, to have the honor of speaking with you all face to face, and to make another meaningful memory today. Despite the struggles we've faced, the beauty of the future is that it allows us not to forget the past, but to put things into perspective and to create new memories. So, class of 2024, please congratulate yourself for making it to this moment. This is an accumulation of all of your hard work, your dedication, and your commitment to going down your own path with confidence. I hope that as you go forth, you keep pursuing all of those maybes, exploring the unknown, and finding a fascinating world along the way. Thank you and congratulations.
My name is Advait Pomik, and it's been my great fortune to serve as your class treasurer for the past 2 years. This fall, I'll be attending Purdue University. It is with great honor that I introduce tonight's next speaker, Class of 2024 Valedictorian, Krish Gupta. His academic excellence has seen him be recognized with the Yale Book Award and the Superintendent's Award. As a great student and an even better friend, Krish's impact spreads far beyond just the classroom. Krish has been a student council member for all 4 years of high school, and even served as president this past year. During this time, he has helped raise almost $10,000 and taken initiative in boosting school spirit through numerous creative ideas. Furthermore, as captain of the tennis team for the past 2 years, he was named a district all-star and has constantly sought to help others improve their skills and assimilate into the team. This fall, Krish will be majoring in finance at New York University, where I'm sure he will continue making a noticeable impact. The man whose GPA is higher than his height and feet, Krish Gupta. Please join me in welcoming Krish Gupta for his next remarks.
Thank you, Advait. And just for reference, I'm still taller than my GPA, just by a little bit. To my fellow graduates, wonderful faculty, friends, and cherished family members. Some of my fellow graduates may have just put this together, but yes, I'm the voice you heard every day on the morning announcements. And today, I'm honored to speak to you all one last time, without asking you to pause for a moment of reflection or stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, but rather as the valedictorian of the class of 2024. First off, I would like to congratulate everyone on making it to this point in our lives. Graduating high school is no easy feat. The hours we have put in, the hard work and effort. Today is a celebration about us and our accomplishments. Be proud of what we have done. As we reflect on our memories here at Shrewsbury, or from wherever your schooling experience started, I want you to think about the community you've had, the bonds you have forged, and the endless friendships you have made. Being in Shrewsbury Public Schools my whole life, I can definitely say I am thankful for the communities I have around me. The individuals that I've met in the past 13 years, the friends I have made, these communities have shaped who I am as a person today, but also who I will be in the future. But joining communities isn't always easy. At least it wasn't for me, and maybe for some of you. Growing up, talking to new people and socializing with others was something I wasn't great at, and am still continuing to improve on. Constantly, I felt anxious stepping outside of my comfort zone, stubborn about trying new things. That was where my biggest influence helped me. That influence was my twin sister, Anya. She encouraged me to talk to others, to start conversations. She forced me outside of my comfort zone, and pretty soon, that place where I was uncomfortable became comfortable. I wanted to talk to others. I wanted to meet new people. I wanted to make more friends. My sister was the first ever community I was a part of, and it is one I continue to rely on. Through her encouragement and ferocity, which frankly, she can be scary at times, I was able to join those communities, the ones I had initially never thought I could be a part of. As the years had gone by, I was able to make more friends, friends that I talk to even today. From Floral Street Elementary School to Sherwood and Oak Middle School, I was able to engage in those conversations. I was able to socialize with others. I felt like I had found my community. I had found where I had belonged. But then, in March of 2020, as I'm sure you all know, the world had shut down. And once again, I was lost. The communities that I had worked so hard to create for myself had disappeared. The pandemic had given me a hard time, as it did for majority of the world. I had become a shell of myself, never talking to others, always in bed, avoiding any communication from the outside world. That was when I realized the importance of this community right here, the importance of it to all of us. Coming out of the pandemic, none of us knew what to expect. As freshmen, we were entering a new school with a clean slate. Nothing was normal about our high school experience and the beginning of it. Going through those times brought us closer. It made us rely on each other, and it is the reason why we are such a tight-knit community today. Together, we stood up against adversity, and we overcame those obstacles, failing to give up in even the most dire of times. We rebuilt our school community like it never left, and with it came memories that we can hold in our hearts for a long time to come. From cheering for our class in the tug-of-war at spirit rallies, to trying my best to dunk Mr. Lane in a dunk tank at Colonial Way, or even watching our sports teams battle it out against some of the best in the state. I've gained so many fond memories of this community, and it really is difficult to say goodbye. From our first step in elementary school to our final walk on the field, we have always had a community. Whether it be your family, friends, or even your whole graduating class, there has always been a community that we could rely on. How resilient that community is depends on how can adapt to change. And I'm telling you right now that this class, the class of 2024, has passed that test. So, to everyone here, in whatever your passion leads you to do, whether it be in the armed forces, entering the workforce, college, or whatever it may be, continue to build upon the skills you have gained through your time in Shrewsbury, and look to build a sense of community and belonging. Share your ability to listen intently and empathize with others. Learn about people's thoughts and ideas, and cultivate and tend to new communities to bring people together. Our collective strength as a school relies on our ability to provide understanding and community. So, I encourage you, step outside your comfort zone. Make the uncomfortable comfortable, and always remember that you can rely on the lessons your communities have taught you. Today, we join a new community. We are graduates of Shrewsbury High School, no longer students, but rather alumni. As you enter your new communities, I want you to take a moment to remember who your person or community is, the one that forces you to be the best, the one that you can rely on in hard times. For me, that community is and will always be my sister. So thank you, Anya. Now, as I end this speech today, I want to take a moment to express my appreciation to the remarkable individuals who have played a part in shaping our community. To our dedicated teachers and staff, thank you for your guidance, your wisdom, and your support. To those friends whose laughter and loyalty have created unforgettable memories, thank you for sharing this incredible journey with me. And to my family, particularly my mom and my dad, whose love, encouragement, and sacrifices have been the driving force behind my success. I'm forever grateful for your belief in me. Today, I am filled with an overwhelming sense of gratitude to address you as the valedictorian, but I'm even more grateful to address it as a part of this community right here. So, for one final time, I'd like to say, good evening, Shrewsbury High School. My name is Krish Gupta, And here are your last set of announcements. Today is Thursday, May 30th, and it is the last day of high school. There is one new announcement today: graduation. Congratulations, class of 2024. You have made it. The journey has only just begun. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Next, I would like to introduce our school committee chairperson, Mr. John Wensky. Mr. Wensky has served as an elected member of our school committee for the last 9 years and was recently re-elected to his 4th three-year term on May 7th. Mr. Wensky is a lifelong resident of Shrewsbury, attended Shrewsbury Public Schools, and is a proud parent of graduates from the SHS classes of 2020 and 2024. He is a graduate of the University of Hartford with a bachelor's degree in communications. For the last 21 years, Mr. Wensky has been employed with Staples Incorporated in Framingham, holding various leadership positions in sales operations and e-commerce. He currently serves as the Senior Manager of E-commerce Product Management for Staples U.S. Retail Print Services. Mr. Wensky also serves as a board member for the Shrewsbury Education Foundation. I am pleased to welcome the chairperson of the Shrewsbury School Committee, John Wensky.
Thank you, Camden. Good evening, Shrewsbury. I must say, Mother Nature is on our side today. This is awesome. I'd like to welcome our distinguished faculty, administration, staff, family and friends, and most of all, our graduates of the class of 2024. On behalf of my colleagues on the Shrewsbury School Committee, Vice Chairperson Rachel Sharifapur, Secretary and a proud parent of a class of 2024 graduate, Ms. Erin Boucher, and school committee members Lindsay Heffernan and Sandy Fritz, it is my honor to congratulate you on your graduation from Shrewsbury High School. Over the last several days of senior celebrations, it has been hard not to reflect on your incomparable path that you followed to reach this milestone. 4 years ago, your 8th grade experience was uprooted by a worldwide pandemic. You finished your time in middle school from home and entered high school as freshmen in what we called hybrid learning. 3 days from home via Zoom, some with cameras off, some maybe sleeping. I know some of you were. 2 days in class with significant safety restrictions, masking, and social distancing, all in the best interests of keeping everyone safe while maintaining the continuity of your education. It challenged your ability to learn and simply socialize with your classmates and teachers. Collectively, we found creative ways to power through what felt like the impossible with the uncertainty of what was next. There was no playbook or instruction manual to provide guidance on how to educate during the unlikely event of a pandemic. We wrote the playbook as it happened, and together we found a path to success. And you have all shown incredible perseverance and resilience for being here tonight. As school committee members, our primary responsibility is to ensure that you are provided with an education that prepares you for the next chapter in your lives. Sufficient educational funding, robust learning environments, and talented, dedicated educators are all key drivers of the achievement that you've earned. It has been our purpose, our mission, to ensure the success of all students is adequately supported. Throughout your educational journey, Shrewsbury Public Schools has sought to provide you with the applicable skills and knowledge for the future and encourage you to become lifelong learners. You embody our vision of the portrait of a Shrewsbury graduate. Students that possess an understanding of global citizenship, engage in collaboration and communication with your peers while seeking to be critical thinkers with resilience and focus. Our nation and the world needs you to bring the best of these skills to wherever your path leads. I'd also like to acknowledge the importance of your families who are here tonight, along with your teachers, staff, administrators, and leadership of Shrewsbury Public Schools, who have been so supportive throughout your journey. As they say, it truly takes a village, and they are as much a part of your success as you are for achieving this goal. They all played a critical role in keeping you safe and well-educated, and I'd like to thank them for their dedication to you and their support of public education in Shrewsbury. Class of 2024, you provided Shrewsbury with 402 unique stories, individuals that have made their mark on this town through a commitment to innovative learning, service to your community, and living through extraordinary times. The lessons learned during your time in Shrewsbury Public Schools has taught us the true meaning of resiliency, and whether you are entering the workforce or military, attending college, taking a gap year, or you're just undecided about what's next, embrace the unexpected, control what's within your control, think creatively and critically, and inspire positive change. As you reflect on your journey, please always remember the good that you have done for each other and for your community. And no matter where your Shrewsbury school journey began, whether it was as a little colonial up at the high school, Parker Road, Beale, Patton, Spring, Coolidge, or Floral, Sherwood or Oak, or maybe right here at Shrewsbury High School, you've achieved this milestone here tonight, and you can always call Shrewsbury your home. This is your moment. You've earned it, and you've made your families, teachers, and your town proud. Stay strong, stay resilient, and best of luck in the next chapter of your lives. Congratulations, and thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Bodhi Vahora, and this coming fall, I'll be studying pre-med right next door at Holy Cross.
Good evening, families and friends. My name is Abigail Aqua, and next year I'll be studying business and early childhood education at the University of Massachusetts Lowell.
First, I would like to congratulate all of us, the class of 2024, on making it to where we are today. These past few weeks have allowed us to think about our time here and look towards the future. If you're like me, every day has been a roller coaster of emotions. Waves of bittersweet reflection, followed by excitement and pride for our future. I personally have worn Holy Cross merch almost every day since I committed. I may or may not be wearing purple under this gown right now.
While all of this is exciting and emotional, it is important to remember that we did not get here alone. The support from our families, friends, and most importantly, our teachers, counselors, administrators, secretaries, lunch staff, custodians, coaches, and everyone in this building alike has brought us here moments from receiving our high school diplomas.
I would like to take my time on stage to take you through my high school journey. And Mr. Brocky, I'd like to start with you. Now, I know Mr. Brocky is probably pretty surprised to hear this because unequivocally, he would say that I was the worst student in his honors bio class. My view of homework in his class, purely optional. Zoom classes always sounded like a great time to hit the hay, and tests, well, Mr. Brocky doesn't grade on a curve, but even with a curve, a C was probably generous. What was my excuse? Well, it was a hybrid year. We didn't even have an 8th grade graduation, so I kept acting like a middle schooler instead of a high schooler. But to think of where I'd be if Mr. Brocky didn't try and pull me forward. He didn't just try to teach me biology, he tried to teach me how to be a proper high school student. He was the first teacher to provide me with actual study skills. He worked with my parents and I to schedule my time and plan out my week. Mr. Brocky tried to end the days when I looked at every assignment the moment before it was due and just buried my head in the sand. Now, you're probably thinking that this is where the turnaround in my story happens, that this was my redemption arc. Nope. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you all. It still didn't click. Fast forward to my junior year, where I met
another one of the most influential teachers of my life, Mr. Leukemia. It was his first year teaching at the high school, and he and I instantly connected. More than anything, Mr. L taught me the value of learning out of my own interest, as opposed to doing so to receive a good grade. I was completing things promptly, and I rarely had a missing assignment. With every homework I submitted that showed up with the green on-time marker in Schoology, I gained confidence and felt as though I matured. And, by the way, class of 24, how glad are we all to be done with Schoology? Furthermore, I had an opportunity to reflect on how I got back on track. Time and time again, I found myself remembering sitting through these meetings and conversations with Mr. Brocky. Without him, I wouldn't have taken the smallest steps to start moving forward in my academic journey, and without Mr. Leukemia, I wouldn't have hit my stride. They didn't just try to teach me biology or English. They taught me responsibility. They taught me accountability. They taught me a love of learning. Not for them, not for my parents, but for myself. These are lessons that go so far beyond the classroom, and ones that I will carry with me through college and life. To say that these are the only two teachers that have had such an impact on me would be false. Day after day, I find myself building relationships with any school faculty member that I have the pleasure of interacting with. The willingness of our teachers to see success in each of their students is something that is more than evident, and I'd be willing to bet that any one of us class of 24 graduates could come up on stage and share stories of their support networks through high school.
First, I want to congratulate the class of 2024 on our first graduation since elementary school. During our 4 years at Shrewsbury High School, many teachers have shaped us into who we are today, and for that, I want to thank you. The teacher who has made the biggest impact during my 4 years at SHS is Mr. Michael Lapamardo. Since freshman year, Mr. L has encouraged me to try new things. He was able to identify my strengths and draw them out, bringing them to a higher level. He has always been there for my classmates and me, teaching us not only as students, but as a big, happy choir family. He respects all of his children and will give us the most honest advice, whether we want it or not. Mr. L shared a poem about why he teaches music at the beginning and end of every academic year in high school. I'm going to share this important poem with you today. This is why I teach music. Not because I expect you to major in music. Not because I expect you to play or sing all your life. Not so you can relax or have fun, but so you will be human. So you will recognize beauty. So you will be sensitive. So you will be closer to an infinity beyond this world. So you will have something to cling to. So you will have more love, more compassion, more gentleness, more good. In short, more life. Of what value will it be to make a prosperous living unless you know how to live? This poem sheds light on how we not only have learned the different subjects in high school, but our teachers have taught us how to be individuals with empathy, self-confidence, and the ability to cooperate with others. These are the skills that we will take away for years to come. Some of us have had academic challenges. For me, calculus and memorizing vocabulary words didn't come easily. But having teacher support, which encouraged me to persevere and do my best work without comparing it to others, was significant. Teachers, thank you for being a part of building us into who we are today and preparing us for our futures.
At this time, I'd like to invite all Shrewsbury Public Schools staff members to stand. I would like to thank every one of you for everything you've done for us. Each of you is unique, special, and beyond valuable, and you don't get to hear that enough. For the last time, I invite everyone here to give a round of applause to our Shrewsbury faculty.
Thank you all so much. With this, I hope you can all be the Mr. Brocky and the Mr. L's in the next chapter of your lives to support and care for others. I am confident that we are all capable of great success in the future. Congratulations, class of 2024.
I am now honored to introduce our principal, Mr. Todd Bizidlo. Mr. Bizidlo attended Bridgewater State University for his undergraduate degree before pursuing further degrees at Providence, Northeastern, and Harvard Business School. He served as an assistant principal at Shrewsbury High School for 6 years and has been our principal for the past 13 years. It is clear that Mr. Bizidlo is an accomplished man and his accolades are many. However, Mr. Bizidlo is most influential because of his interactions and connections with every student at Shrewsbury High School. His positivity is infectious, and his dynamic personality is on display as he greets students at the door every morning and at lunch. He is always eager to hear about the diverse passions of SHS students, and he takes a genuine interest in watching students thrive. Our community is extremely lucky to have him leading our school. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Bizidlo.
Thank you, Paige, for that kind introduction. I have to apologize to everyone. I'm sorry it was so sunny at the start of this ceremony. I know many of you are on text chains this morning wondering if we're going to have this ceremony, so I'm sorry it was so nice out. Tonight, our community is assembled to honor the hard work, commitment, and achievement of the young people of the class of 2024. This ceremony actually serves as our community's gift to our graduates, a time when family and friends can come together on this beautiful campus one last time. We can share in the joy and excitement of all of our accomplishments, but tonight, we're ending the class of 2024's formal public schooling, and this ceremony serves as our graduates' beginning of the next chapter of their lives. To the class of 2024, I've been especially proud of all of your accomplishments, your ability to persevere through some very difficult moments, and yet even more proud of how you demonstrated your resilience. You've lived the most formative years of your life during a time of intense upheaval that most of us have never experienced before in our lifetime. We've seen the acceleration of technology, the prevalence and persistence of misinformation, economic and political turmoil, a chaotic and polarizing and seemingly unstable environment, climate change, a global health crisis, and the horrors of war. Author Fareed Zakaria believes we're living through one of the most revolutionary times in our history. The stress of all these events have undoubtedly impacted our society, our friends, neighbors, families, and your development. But through it all, you continued to show up and persevere. Your classmates' remarks tonight and on Tuesday were remarkable. The commemoration ceremony has given you much to think about, and the advice you heard tonight is great advice to live by as you leave our school. Please do your best to break down the walls that divide us, create connections and relationships and communities that listen, learn, and love. I don't know what the future holds for us, but I do know is that all of you possess the skills, attributes, and capacity to navigate the turbulent times, and you will thrive by being good listeners, being empathetic, and being humble and kind. I know you'll do your best to take your lived experiences here and bring them wherever you go to make other people's lives better. It's an honor for me to serve as your principal of this remarkable school, and I love coming to work here every day. I love working with our student body, our distinguished faculty, and our community, and our parents that support education. I want to thank everyone for that. Thank you. So, Dr. Sawyer, Mr. Wensky, members of the Shrewsbury School Committee, parents, teachers, staff, guests, it's my duty and privilege on this 30th day of May 2024 to certify that all of these young men and women gathered here this evening have successfully completed the Shrewsbury High School course of studies and have successfully completed all the requirements established by the State Board of Education and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and should hereby be awarded their Shrewsbury High School diploma so they may assume their role as capable, caring, active contributors to the world in which we live. Congratulations, class of 24. I wish you all the best.
Good evening. My name is Amna Siddiqui, and I will be presenting today's names along with Adele Fuzailov and Jasmine Padam. Samuel Russell Bikini. Beatrice Ann Millar. Advait Bomick. Paige Margaret Umili. Camden Carl. Krish Gupta. Marla Rose Zaks. Abigail Adrielle Afua Aqua. Bodhi Joseph Vahora. Krish Vyas. Punya Priyadarshan. Rayan Hossein Abdul Rashid. Cooper Reed Ackerman. Fatima Adam. Marin Agbe. Bianca Ariana Agiomavritis. Larik Inshira Agorbia. Ian Kofi Ajakum. Fatima Ahmed. Abdullah Mohammed Al-Hadithi. Jack William Aleri. Shally Judith Albert. Christian Harry Albizu. Rafael Almeida. Carlos Santiago Almeida Dutra. Zanera Amin. Sarah Jeanette Anani. God's Power Ibuka Anayeli. Matthew Thomas Anderson. Vishnu Kiran Angiras. Olivia Nicole Arena. Alexandra Arpino. Siddharth Arunachalam. Andrew James Allenbach. Karishma Mahesh Babani. Rama Chaitanya Bachimanchi. Sarah Catherine Backstrom. Enis Dalha Balgolu. Angelina Mari Baldor. Liana Marie Barbet. Elizabeth Jane Barcelona. Jacob Russell Barranco. Ben Taylor Barrett. Charlotte Lai Elizabeth Barrett. Olivia Barter. Evan Baxter. Lily Elizabeth Bedoin. Aiden Belanger. Yash Belkod. Ian Sebastian Benitez Rivera. Shankadeep Bera. Vanessa Marie Besada. Jaden Rodney Betancourt. Arushi Bardwaj. Yamini Bardwaj. Pranav Bhupati Raju. Caroline Anna Biss. Erin Elizabeth Biss. Dominic Biscotti. Mia Blakely. Logan David Blanchett. Pranav Reddy Banthu. Mariana Bonfim Borges. Mel Maya Borges. Emily Kathleen Boucher. Adam David Boulay. Zachary Ryan Bowley. Collins Mensa Bray. Michaela Louise Britcher. Grace Broca. Ethan Matthew Brown. James David Bruschke. Shannon Patricia Butler. Emily Gabriela Cabrera. Dianiris Juanes Calderon de Jesus. Kevin Leonardo Canellas. Emma Michelle Casavan. Jasmine Mary Castro. Aiden Henry Cavanaugh. Isis Cepeda. William Chen. Helena Marie Chernosky. Manya Sriseshu Chitrapu. Robert Jack Christman. Colby James Coughlin. Brooke Colangelo. Sophia Renee Colinero. Rachel Marie Koski. Angelo Costa. Allison Cordemange. Eliza Kraft. Mackenzie Jane Crandall. Benjamin Abebe Crawford. Elara Cronin. Seth Robert Kersey. Bilquis Dierso. Erin Ash Dalita. Noelle Elizabeth Daly. Satvik Dantuluri. Mariana Verseca Das. Arthur de Santos de Oliveira. Eduarda Duarte Cardoso de Souza. Janelle Annalise Del Valle. Liam Jorge De Leon. Siddharth Mahesh Deshmukh. Vivian Almeida de Souza. Megan Josephine Dowd. Jack Christopher Dross. Venkata Samohit Dagareddy. Timothy Paul Duncan. Camden Duquette. Adrija Dederoy. Ava Early. Ethan Joseph Erner. Sarah Ann Edwardson. Jenna Elbayumi. Ericris L. Esteves Dolores. Nicholas Ferguson. Emma Elizabeth Ferrante. Kira Fitch. Caitlin Eleanor Fitzgerald. Edward Hadley Flynn. Riley K. Flynn. Farouk Fafana. Michaela Maria Foley. Tyler Gilling Fontanes. Aaron William Fournier. Cooper Maxwell Fox. Gabrielle Fredo. Havila Freitas de Souza. Svanik Sai Gadipati. Pernathi Gadanki. Anthony Gao. Sophia Marie Garcia. Alyssa Gajdichkova. Sarah Gojaria. Casey Shea Gingeris. Kellen Vanessa Godoy Antheriano. Shivam Gol. Andrew Schwab Gonsalves. Pranav Ganella. Joseph Emmanuel Gonzalez Morales. Dia Gopal.
Good job. Stay strong.
Alan Peter Grabelski. Kenneth Brian Griswold.
Kate Elizabeth Guanini. Riddhi Gulati. Anya Gupta.
I need you to say this name.
Rithik Gopinath. Sujal Gurung. Inel Amerdi Jimalafram. Keith Ferguson Hallisey. Michael Matthew Halloran. Madison Marie Harper. Paul Joseph Harrington. Madison Brooks Hartelius. Liliana Marie Hayes. Emma Grace Heald. Caitlin Elizabeth Hensel. James Gustav Hess. Rocco Joseph Hester. Cora Sharon Higgins. Hannah Carmichael Height. Dariel Hilario. Jora Bea Hamedi. E. Holland. Logan Ernst Holmland. Nina Honaryar. Asher Shurhua Huang. Joshua Zhongsheng Huang. Sanvi Amala Huglavali. Alyssa Lynn Hunt. Farhan Shahed Ikram. Nicole Iparagire Bringas. Abdul Ismail. Hannah Jabber. Krish Jane. Adam Jashari. Anisa Jashari. Aiden Charles Bradford Johnston. Noah Christopher Johnston. Logan Jeffrey Joliker. Jarrell Jones. Jalen Cahill. Amanda Grace Kalinowski. Jack Kamen. Sanita Naga Kansharla. Shamika Kanitkar. Swati Sagapi Kannan. Neha Kasibatla. Arjun Kataria. Nayan Call. Emma Lynn Keeley. Alicia Kim. Alina Kim. Ryan Minwoo Kim. Ariane Kinhuker. Chase Kinski. Jack Neese. Gloria Koo. Maria Korneva. Alyssa Andrea Koristalova. Lily Kulakuski. Theodore Robert Legrander. Anoshua Laha. Abhilash Lakshmikant. Ryan Andrew Lambert. Amy Lanu. Caroline Faye Laramie. Allison Ruth Layton. Julia Lembo de Matus. Juan Pablo Leon. Evan Dean Lewis. David Lee. Tautau Angela Lee. Meghana Lingamarla. Branda Marianne Lizardo. Brock Logrippo. Faith Fortune Loazo. Lily Margaret Lawrenson. Dylan Elias Cade Lowe. Jake Alexander Lusignan. Natalie Kate McCausland. Vishnuvardhan Mandepudi. Cole Christopher Mannion. Garrett Walter Mann. Lucy Angelina Martiroshan. Chase Stephen Marsh. Shamar Alana Martinez. Grant Joseph McGowan. Bridget McLaughlin. Paige Susan McLaughlin. Andrew Donald McLennan. Aaron McManus. Margaret Rose McManus. Ryan Edward McTigg. Logan May Medyrose. Emma Elizabeth Owen. Madeline Grace Messineo. Joseph Amul Meyer. Ryan Herman Cruz Michael. Ellie Rose Michalowski. Nikita McEve. Logan James Miller. Luca Lee Mills. Jonathan Millard. A.J. Minton. Mikhail Robert Mitchell. Gabriella Mwanda. Kubra Mohammadi. Abdullah Mohammed. Kayla Moyes. Marissa Anderson Montoya. Daniel Layton Mooney Willand. Allie Amelia Moore. Lillian Megan Moriarty. Mark Muchnick. Sophia McKenna Muller. Fawaz Naeem. Rudra Naik. Joseph Naris. Emily Rebecca Nascimento. Isaac G.S. Nascimento. Victoria Ann Nault. Elizabeth Nelson. Catherine Grace Newell. Celia Audrey Nickerson. Azmi Nijawan. Trishna Nikte. Cameron Vincent Norman. Ethan Kabench Tibirwa. Anthony Christopher Nazalillo. Marichim Udadirum Nwabani. Ashley Jean O'Leary. Michael Kevin O'Toole. Fionn Murtug O'Neill. Leslie Opendus. Naomi Ornelas Cotier. Thomas Ortoliva. Connor Padula. Hilda Isabel Pius Cordova.
Noel Alexis Pano. Gopal Patel. Ishika Patel. Krish Manish Patel. Manav B. Patel. Mansi Patel. Ronit V. Patel. Shiv Komal Patel. Sid R. Patel. Yesha Ratul Patel. Anusha Suresh Patil. Andrew Mark Paris. Lucas William Perry. Mariella Elizabeth Pito. Alexandra Sophia Petrovsky. Jake Pettipit. Eric Peroyan. Felix Joseph Pitterino. William Reed Porter. Rebecca Mariah Powers. Rashid Prathi. Vandana Prem Kumar. Lex Prifty. Harrison John Prohaska. Anya Elizabeth Piro. Hayden Quinlan. Leah Rebecca Rabinovich. Salbernika Rajesh. Trinity Ramesh. Hannah Catherine Reddick. Momin Ramon. Bradley Gordon Reynolds. Vera Riabova. Daniel Romani Rocha Froyes. Gabrielle Marie Roderick. Evan Romano. Anna Pamela Rosenkrantz. Aiden Rubin. Madison Ann Rubley. Colin Resnick. Radia Safiola. George Eli Sakat. Aaron Saldenha. Ahida Solger. Sebastian Salvin. Logan Eric Sandy. Meenakshi Sankaran. Pranav Santosh. Misbah Saqib. Shoaib Saqib. Dhruv Naga Satanur. Jay Surya Satish Babu. Lena Marie Scheffel. Carson Robert Schultz. Gavin Hunter Scott. Ivana Sebastian. Sarah Trans Service. Arnav Sharma. Eli David Shaw. Sadie Elisa Shays. Daniel Shestak. Carter James Siebels. Melanie Silva. Luara Helena Silva Souza. Jacob Reese Simon. Clark Singh. Rishit Sinha. Rose Cassette Gentner Smith. Madhavan Sogathar Rajagopalan. Gianna Dean Sokos. William Barros Souza. Josiah Daniel Spiegel. Jayvardhan Shrikant. Dikshita Shriram. Madeline Marie St. Pierre. Kenna Reese Sturgis. Sarah Sullivan. Stephen Anthony Sarabian. Noah Kent Taft. Gianna Lopez Tan. Ben Joseph Tanaconda. Alina Tarasevich. Yana Teixeira. Nathan David Tarasi. Ava Elizabeth Thomas. Kira Thompson. Brian Tuen Tran. Matthew Lee Tran. Nina Marie Trainee. Nathan Trippi. Angelina Troyo. James Austin Troy. Taryn Urabeanu. Siri Ural. Michael Stephen Urbanik. Natalie Rose Urbanik. Angelina Elizabeth Utaro. Ninad Nitin Vaidya. Isabella Rose Valutkovich. Anvita Vingara. Pranidhi Vidya Prakash. Kaylee Kathleen Veal. Sanjeev Vijaya Shankar. Domenico Villani. John Francesco Villani. Alessia Vershich. Kashvi Vishal Suchde. Nicole Claudia Veronin. Ryan Walker. Maxwell Thomas Walther. Numra Wakar. Grace Rosemarie Wensky. Sarah Josephine Whitcomb. Barbara Iris Wilkins. Luke Devin Willingham. Xiao Wu. Colin Bruce Yeton. Allison Susan Young. Brennan Nicholas Young. Abdullah Yusuf. Angela Zhang. Runza Zhang. Isabel Zhao. Joy Zhao. Jensen Jihao Zhong. Jesse Zhang. Si Huan Zhou. Vanessa Rose Zuno.
Now, let it rip.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2024.
Hi everyone, my name is Sam Bikini, and this coming fall I'll be studying business at UMass Amherst. Today is a day of celebration, marking not just the culmination of our academic journey, but also the diverse experiences that have shaped our path to this event. We're not just celebrating the academic achievement of graduating, but also the years of hard work, determination, and perseverance it took us to get here. As we leave our school for the last time and enter the vast world awaiting us, it is important to remember where we all came from. We all began in different places, whether we started in the old Beale School in the center of town, came here in middle school, or even just joined during high school. Whether we came from the opposite side of the world, or if we've lived in Shrewsbury our whole lives, what is important is that we stand here, united tonight, as the class of 2024. We stand here not just as graduates of Shrewsbury High School, but ambassadors of possibility and agents of change. We're honored with the privilege of our outstanding education, armed with the ability to change our world. The world is calling for leaders, innovators, and compassionate people who can make a difference. It is up to each and every one of us to embrace this call. And dream big, and be ambitious in every single thing we do. As we embark on this new chapter, remember the words of Nelson Mandela, who said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." Use your education not just for personal gain, but as a force for good, for progress, and for making the world a better place for generations to come. Let us all move forward with confidence, knowing we've been blessed with our own creativity, dreams, and individuality. I have no doubt that each one of us has the potential to achieve greatness. Believe in yourselves, stay true to your values, and never lose sight of your dreams. Congratulations, class of 2024. The world is yours for the taking. This now concludes our ceremony for this evening. Families and friends of the graduating class, please wait for the graduates to recess off the field before leaving the stadium.